guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at another undisclosed location. I've had to find another one because we have a fully loaded 2020 Mazda CX-30. So this one means that it has the preferred package and all-wheel drive and featured in that wonderful Soul Red. But before we get into the CX-30, let's talk a little bit about Mazda history. Mazda's been around since 1927, if you could believe that. They actually did not make cars right away. They were a company that produced cork. Yes, cork of all things. They didn't make their first vehicle. It was a three-wheel pickup truck called the Mazda Go until the 1930s. But once that happened, things would change forever. And really what brought Mazda to the forefront of many people's minds and the attention of the auto industry was that rotary engine that they were so successful with. Well, because of emissions, because of reliability and everything else, serviceability, they have shelved the rotary engine and they really have focused a lot of attention on the SUV segment of the auto industry since they're so popular. With the CX-30, they now have a real compact SUV crossover vehicle to go up against a lot of the other competition. The reason why is that the Mazda CX-3, that was a subcompact. That was built on the Mazda 2 chassis. This is off of the Mazda 3. Now, if you're wondering why didn't they call it the CX-4, CX-4 is already taken. They sell that model only in China and a couple other markets. But this CX-30 promises to take a lot of the great things that's involved with the CX-3 and put it into a nice SUV. So really think about this as a lifted Mazda 3. But let's dive into the 2020 CX-30. First of all, when you look at it, you know it's a Mazda. Such unique styling. I love the headlight design. So small, full LED headlight and turn signal and daytime running lamp. You drop down, no fake vents, none of that. You have your other lighting down below, some nice flat black, gonna take a beating, and like I said, that brand specific color known as Soul Red. We come across the nice open grille area, and you'll notice how that chrome trim drops down just like a half pipe. Just like when I used to skateboard, dropping into the half pipe to the other side. I like the gloss black, and if you notice, this actually mimics the same design from the Mazda logo. Another thing I love about their SUVs, especially the CX-30, is how the hood line curves down very nice and sharp. You have a large open area at the bottom, flat black, everything else, a little bit of chrome, a little bit of gloss. We go up onto the hood, you'll notice how the body lines start on the front fascia, go all the way almost towards the glass. Coming around the bend, what are we working with wheel and tire wise on this particular Mazda CX-30? So what we're looking at, this is a beautiful bright silver 18-inch wheel, 215 on the width, 55 series on the sidewall. I think the silver pops nicely. Now, this is a love it or hate it kind of thing. It's the side fender molding that they use. So they took the flat black, brought it around. Now, normally on a lot of cars, they usually go about this high. On the CX-30, they extended that. I think with the 18-inch wheel, it works. If you're looking at a lower trim level with a 16-inch wheel, like the base one, it kind of throws it off. So it's one of those things. Put in the comment section, what do you think about this trim? Let me know, let Mazda know. When we go down the side, nice clean lines. There's really not a straight edge on the car. Everything has a nice curve to it. Color matched on the mirror caps. Look how small the turn signals are. Beautiful, built right into those side mirrors. A little bit of gloss black. They only put the chrome along the bottom and it kind of comes up in a nice check mark. Gloss black makes this look like one piece of glass. There's that side molding, how high it comes up. Let me know what you think about how high that goes. Very, very low brushed aluminum roof rails. This one does have a sunroof, and you keep working your way back. I love the tiny little shark fin antenna. Nice, the flow to the fender. And when we get to the back, some of the sexiest tail lights in the auto industry. I love what they do, the LED, the way the housing extends off the bodywork. You have a gloss black, low roof spoiler, some extensions for aerodynamics. We drop down, you got your CX-30 badge, all-wheel drive, tastefully done. This has that SkyActiv G technology, and then if you notice, nice clean rear bumper area with two functional exhaust tailpipes. That makes sense, but why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering this CX-30. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod. Where I'm gonna zonk about this is the placement. Wish it was a little bit further over. It's like right in the way of where all the action is gonna take place. But what you're looking at underneath that hood is something very familiar. That is that 2.5 liter inline four naturally aspirated engine. 186 horsepower, 186 pound-feet of torque, all made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. No CVT, a real automatic transmission. 0 to 60 in about 7.5 seconds. It weighs with the all-wheel drive around 3,391 pounds. MPGs, 25 in the city, 33 on the highway. What I like about the engine setup, it's the same exact thing as the Mazda 3. This engine is very reliable. Returns on MPG are respectable, and with the all-wheel drive, it's going to keep you planted. But let's go ahead, check out the interior and see the big changes for the CX-30. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 Mazda CX-30. This is the first year of this vehicle, but what they did was they're taking a lot of that design philosophy and they definitely brought it in big time for the first year. Now, I know you're probably wondering, well, Joe, this has all-wheel drive. This is the preferred package option. How much is this? You're looking at an MSRP right around $31,000. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, what Mazda's doing is they're creating a premium brand within their own brand. I love the darker chocolate brown, light contrast stitching. Look at how the body work comes off of the door panel like that. Absolutely stunning. This one has the 13-speaker Bose sound system, a little bit of silver trim, and a nice large pocket in the door panel for sushi and some from ginseng water, but very tastefully done. Now, as we get to the dash, same thing. You got the chocolate brown, the stitch work is great, soft material everywhere. I love the way they took the AC vents and kind of blended it all in. A little bit of silver trim goes all the way across. Infotainment. Now, the zonk is not really the placement because they really put it nicely in there. The zonk is it doesn't fill up all the real estate, or at least a little bit more. That's an 8.8-inch infotainment system screen. It could be a little bit larger. That could be a 10-inch very easily. Let me go into reverse, show you the backup camera. No trajectory, which is a bummer. And then as you can see, it gets a little bit smaller on screen size, but I'll put it back into park for you with your navigation. You drop down, you got your start stop button, AC controls, dual climate controls, heated seats, but no ventilated seats. You have a nice pocket up here for your M&Ms. You do have a USB, 2 cup holders. The challenge with putting the cup holders here, they can only be so big. So if you have a taller bottle, it's not gonna fit. This is controlling that 6-speed automatic transmission. It's gloss black, but it's not. It actually has like a faux carbon fiber design that's underneath the plastic. Looks really clean, hides the fingerprints, which is great. You do have a sport mode button that you switch on, and that's gonna adjust the way the transmission behaves. But if you notice the stitch work, soft all the way back, radio controls, you got a direct drive controller, because the screen is not, you can't touch the screen. Well, you can, but it won't do anything because of the distance from where you're sitting as the driver and where that screen is. So you have the direct drive control knob, soft on this chocolate brown armrest. The stitch work is great. You can slide it back or slide it forward, or you can just lift it out of the way. You got plenty of room in there for at least 6 baby roots, a 12-volt and a USB, and a place for some toothpicks. Pick all that chocolate out of your teeth. You look like a pig if you don't. Nice cream leather interior, super soft, beautiful stitch work. Now you do get manual for the passenger, but you are getting electric assist for the driver. You got a standard size sunroof and a frameless auto dimming mirror, which is a very nice touch. But I got plenty of head. The wonderful thing is plenty of room in here. Sitting here, compared to the CX-3, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But come on over behind the wheel. I want to show you the business end of the CX-30. All right, guys, business time. You do have the electric assist. Seats are comfy. You do also have 2 memory settings, which is nice. And you're going to get all the safety features, the blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, emergency braking. It does have a head-up display. It's a little small, but at least you have it. Steering wheel, great thickness. Love the horn button. I love the way they thinned out all the spokes. Did a great job with a little bit of silver. You have small plastic paddles on the back of the steering wheel to go up and down that 6-speed automatic transmission. And then the gauge pod is laid out perfectly. You actually have a digital display in the center there. I know it looks like it's an analog speedometer. It's not, because look, I could scroll through information. Isn't that pretty cool? I think it is. Analog tach, analog coolant and fuel gauge, and you're gonna have your MPG range, which is really nice, and miles to empty in LED form. But overall, very clean layout. Let's go ahead, check out the back seat and see how your passengers are gonna like this CX-30. All right, guys, the amazing thing about the CX-30, unlike the CX-3, is that you have headroom back here for people who are tall like myself. Plenty of headroom, nice leather all the way around. You have 2 AC vents, no connectivity though. But we'll see if that gets solved anytime soon. I get a pocket over here, you don't get a pocket. So I got a place to put my Frisbee. You have to hold your own Frisbee. Pull down the armrests, 2 cup holders, very nicely done. I guess the biggest zonk is right here. What are we missing? 12 volt or a USB or 2 cans and a string. But why don't we go ahead, let's check out the cargo area and see how usable this Mazda CX-30 is. All right, guys, time for the cargo area. On this particular trim, you do have electric assist. You press it, it comes up nicely. When you open it up, you are welcome to almost 21 cubic feet of space with the seats up. You have nice interior lighting back here, which is a great touch. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, how do I get those seats down? Real simple. There's a button right at the top. You just push and then push. So it's a double push. Push the button, push it down. What's underneath the cargo mat? You get a nice spare, the jack, everything you need, so you're not stuck on the side of the road. But why don't we get to the best part of the CX-30, and really any Mazda. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this CX-30 for a spin. All right, guys, we've left our undisclosed location. We're in the CX-30. Right away, you just feel really, really good in this vehicle. The interior is amazing. It's nice to see them putting a lot of effort into this interior, because think about it, that's where you're spending all the time while you're with your vehicle, is on the inside. Let's go ahead and do a little acceleration on throttle, all-wheel drive, keeping us planted. I got that wonderful heads-up display showing me the way. Visibility out the back is super clear. Out the windshield, they really did a great job with the A-pillars. And overall, I'm telling you, this feels like a lifted Mazda 3 in a good way. It's really that nice of a ride, and tons of great space in here. The infotainment screen, 8.8 inches, nice size. Could be a little bit bigger just because of the housing that they chose, but navigation is super clear, easy to understand, and the gauges at any glance are real easy to read. But back on throttle, that 6-speed automatic transmission doing the business. As we get cut off on Rady's rides, nobody knows how to use a turn signal and flow. Now he turns on the turn signal, but never a dull moment, right? But just really smooth driving vehicle. And you got tons of space back there for your passengers and for your stuff. All the safety features that you're gonna need to help you arrive alive every single time. And just overall, a nice, pleasant addition to their SUV lineup. All right, guys, acceleration from a dead stop. What's nice is that naturally aspirated engine builds power very smooth in a linear way, and you're not waiting for any boost or anything. It's just enough power. It would be nice to have a turbocharged version of this, and hey, maybe one day we will, but for right now, this is really a great driving vehicle without breaking the bank and without being too big. It's quiet inside the cabin, rides really smooth, the steering wheel is pleasant, and the seats are just some of the best in the business, to be honest with you. All right, guys, on the brakes into this right-hand turn, very stable, back on throttle. If you want to shift manually, you just take the shifter, push it over to the left, and now you're using the paddles. So I'm in second, on throttle, into third. Smooth shifts on the quicker side, which is nice. You put it back to center, and then now the automatic is automatically shifting for you. All right, guys, back to manual shift mode on throttle. When you shift manually, she does feel like she has some more pep. The paddles are on the smaller side, but they're easy to reach, and the shifts happen very quick. So that's a nice little caveat to shifting in manual mode. Decent sound from the engine, nothing too loud and annoying, and just very, very smooth, quiet, and comfortable in here. I really like this CX-30, the way it drives, and Mazda's just known for making a vehicle that, even if it's not a sports car like the Mazda Miata or the old RX-7s, it's something that's engaging and fun to drive, and I definitely think you could check off the box with this one. But hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel of the CX-30. We're gonna get back to the undisclosed location and wrap this one up, so I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another fun time with this Mazda CX-30. Definitely want to thank everybody at Mazda USA for allowing Raiti's Rides access to this all new model, and it makes sense. I think for some people, the CX-5, which is really a home run for Mazda, might be a little too big or maybe pricey. This CX-30, even fully loaded, coming in at this price point with all the great features, and especially that interior that is meant to die for, is absolutely phenomenal. But if it's SUVs like these compact SUVs you want to keep seeing on the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Raiti's Rides merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee, helping me out here in the Florida sun. We are sweating it left and right. So thank you, Tom, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.